I hope you've all been keeping well and you have moved through October, which was quite an intense month for us anyway, quite well, and you are at peace. I have decided to record this message for various reasons. It is a little longer, and I will record it in 3 parts and 3 small videos so that you can listen to them in your own time when you do the dishes, whenever you feel like it. Sometimes it's easier to listen than to read it. It takes a little bit longer. But also, I feel very strongly guided to bring this message across as a visual expression. Before I speak into what has come up for me, especially over the past, since midweek essentially, I have to share a personal experience that we had this week. My daughter and I were a few days ago in a pretty serious car accident. The driver at fault was driving very reckless. And while both of us are unharmed, mainly we have bruising. My right hand has been, bruised, got a bump here. It's not broken. I can still use it. I just have to work around it. We obviously have some just muscular pain, tension from, a little bit of whiplash, but it's nothing that can't be dealt with. And we are alive and we are healthy. The emotional, psychological, mental impact is a little bit stronger, I would say, but that too is something that we can work through and that we can heal and process. And and this is the message that I'm speaking into. This is what we learn in yoga, dealing with life circumstances, process them, and to allow us to be and rest within our body space, which is not just physical body, emotions, mental, energy, body, and beyond. So to rest within that space with ease and grace, and to be present, essentially. Now the car is completely gone. The car body is done. It needs to be written off, but cars can be replaced. It's only an object, and that's another thing we learn in yoga. We are not attached, or we learn to not get attached to the object or to things around us in regard to thinking they are what makes us happy, essentially. While we are very, very grateful for our little car that has taken us through many, 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 many years of transport and has always kept us safe, we have to say goodbye to it now, but that's okay. So what I want to speak into is, I know that there are probably reasons and essentially a story behind this driver's behavior. There is always a story behind why people act, respond, behave in a certain way. This is what we learn in yoga as well. Our past experiences, our upbringing, our actions, our circumstances in life determine our more or less, which is the problem, unconscious, subconscious responses, behavior. And while I know there's a story behind his behavior, essentially, the impact physically and energetically for both of us has been profound, and it did leave me very angry, shaken, but also reflective. So it's been my life's journey to apply the tools of yoga to heal from trauma and to reconnect with my body space, which is, like I said, not just the physical body, it's the emotional, mental body, the energy body, and essentially beyond, the entire field of your consciousness that holds your divine essence, and to embrace the miraculous and often mysterious dimensions that our body holds as well, and that we inhabit through this body, which is the human vessel as well. It is the container that holds our essence. So when the accident first happened, I could feel myself dropping into fear, most of all, and also despair, sadness, anger. Like I said, I knew, I was very well aware of the fact that my body, my nervous system, my heart, my mind would store this fresh imprint of this new experience. But what was even harder for me was to witness and to know this is also applying to my child, my daughter. She had gone through it, and I wish she hadn't. If it had only been me, it would be a lot easier for me because, like I said, it has been my life's journey. It has become second nature to me to apply everything that I've learned, not just through yoga, but also through other modalities, and to process energies, to process experiences, situations. And I can shift things quite quickly now from my body. But knowing that my daughter has experienced this and was exposed to it, it impacted her deeply. That left me pretty helpless and angry, most of her angry. Angry that someone else's choice, reckless choice, and obviously a choice not thought through, um, now has an impact on her life, and she now has to deal with the aftermath of it, essentially. And I think every parent understands this. Watching your child go through pain and suffering essentially is not an easy thing. So I'm going to stop part one here, and I hope to see you in part two.